Hello guys, it's been a while since I've made a basic tutorial for Iron Horse Raid showcasing all mechanics and positions for new to raid players. I've never really released a part from Morozova, hope this one helps you to get used to it and understand what's actually going on in this fast-paced chaos there. I tried to put it as the same pattern as previous videos, showing all positions from player perspective and what to pay attention to. Some of the gameplay showed in the video need more specific builds, but with all recent new gear added to the game, it's way much easier to put it all together, especially if we talk about Headhunter stability sniper builds. Builds that you might need, you'll find in the end of the video. I'm also streaming Division and occasionally Destiny on Twitch, going by Sharky89. If you would like to jump in and play together, ask about some stuff or just chill with a good music, I'll see you there. But that being said, let's just jump into a video. At the beginning you'll start with opening the door inside Red Barn. You don't need to rush out, the way it works is timer from middle turret, where you need to put keys in, starts once you step outside. As far as you stay inside, you can really take your time as much as you want. If it was a speedrun, no time to waste, you obviously rush inside and your Headhunter players usually grab stacks to crack first jungle from rocket ladies standing around. There's 3 of those, they have fixed positions so you can easily pre-aim there. Afterwards it's just killing everything you can while maintaining stacks to crack changas coming out of a train. Like on previous boss fight, you'll have here again rockets and keys indicated by yellow drops. To make it more tidy, usually healers are responsible for grabbing and shooting rockets, and player designated as a key tank should be the only one grabbing those, unless died, killed, crashed or anything else bad happened. The only reason is as a player who grabs a key is being shot by lasers and mortars coming out of a train, and those really do a lot of damage. If you fail putting keys in, you fail with progressing encounter. Once you're having a key and staying inside a circle, you have a power of spawning snipers. The way it works, once you enter a circle with a key, you'll spawn a sniper. Means every time you go out and in, will spawn more and more snipers. That should be used only in communication with your headhunters, if they had no stacks to break jungas. It's important to listen to sounds or calls from your key tank. Once you hear a siren, it means key will be inserted soon and it's last moment to kill some NPCs around or grab stacks if you're still missing some. Then go to position to crack or kill changa and teleport a key. If it comes to killing changas, spotter drone from sharpshooter specialization does a great job. You don't need to break through closed doors, but that's pretty much a speedrun standard nowadays. It saves time and timings to put keys in are not so tight. The cracking shot should be made once changa spawns, killing shot can be followed straight after. Or if you want to be safe, just wait once this small red triangles from drone goes back to the middle. It moves to the side and then comes back. When changa spawns inside the train, it's spinning its head. If you hit it in the wrong time, you'll just waste your stacks. What happened here is one of the most common mistakes while executing Faraday. Okay, so here we have like a position of a headhunter on the left side and the first changa spawns on the left side. Here is a distance between both, the headhunter, like the rest of the team, and the changa. And we basically want this distance to be longer than the one between key tank and the changa. That way, every time the key will teleport to the right person. Okay, and the white line is pretty much this crossed white line from the video before. It's basically the line that you want your team to stay behind to be safe that key is every time spawning on the right person. For the right side the same way, so the headhunter position on the right side is usually like near the red barn. Changa comes from the right side, and you just need to make sure that your headhunter and your healers or other players are staying behind the line of a tank. If you're not sure exactly where to stay, either hug the wall or look at the ground looking for a rail and stay behind it. We're speeding up encounter by putting keys back to back to back in. That's very important if executing full Faraday. Means you're shooting rockets only on mortars, the bullet in the middle you don't touch it. But if you'll miss any of the keys, means turret makes a spin instead of spraying railcars. That might be a wipe. If you'll miss a key relatively early, you can just shoot all rockets at the bullet. If you'll miss a key on the first changa though, it's pretty much a wipe, as you'll not have enough time to shoot 6 rockets at the bullet. In this specific try, I was solo headhunting. If mortar on a railcar is still up, most of the times Nemesis hit will register as a mortar instead of changa's head. TAC 50 is highly suggested to use in those cases. Although with 2 headhunters, you should be just fine using Nemesis through whole first phase. TAC 50 is way to go on 4 phase though, at least for first 2 changas to make sure nothing like this happens. Also keep in mind, in this try we did mini Faraday, means 6 rockets are being shot at bullet first, then goes 2 rockets for each mortars. That's a third changa too, it didn't die. In legit full Faraday strat, that's a wipe, as it's too late to get 6 rockets to kill the bullet. One more thing to mention about the turret. Anyone can see in advance to which side turret will spin, if that happened, of course. Just look towards which side it glows red and call it for people. It also hits quite hard. But let's get back to the start for a minute. On this map I want to try to showcase how whole thing goes. Do you remember a part about initial 3 rockets just when we open a gate? Those always stay in fixed spots, so you can pre-aim there and get easy stacks to kill first changa and get first key and first rockets. For the roles, there's many different setups, but to get comfy for it, in case someone died or crashed, I would suggest going with 2 healers, 2 tanks and at least 2 headhunters. Toss some protection to elite mods into your builds, or mod plus item with 1 blue core. Don't use glass cannon too. Name Faraday comes from Technician Specialization perk. Deployable skills are giving immunity to shock and disruption. That's the thing that will let us jump below the tunnel under electricity, just for a moment when mortar swipe mechanics kicks in. That way we're skipping phase 2 and 3 and directly go to phase 4, which is pretty much copy-paste of the first one. Shoot 6 rockets at the bullet, kill 3 changas and insert 3 keys, go to middle, kill Morozova. The only difference is, if executing full Faraday, you need to destroy bullet at all costs during phase 4, before killing Morozova. With mini Faraday though, you don't need to kill it at all. For a key to teleport correctly, people need to stay at a farther distance than a tank. In LFGs you might hear people asking to hack the wall, that's about that, and it's mainly towards time when the chunk is supposed to spawn. Just for your information, if you're not going for any Faraday strats here, after mortars part you all go back to previous positions and proceed with killing rockets, destroy middle bullet and go back to middle. Repeat it one more time after, and then 4 phase is pretty much copy of phase 1, just that you only focus on middle bullet. Usually while executing full Faraday you want to foam teleport Morozova too. Timings are quite tight while skipping destroying middle bullet. If anything was a little bit slow, it's getting closer to wipe. Being successful with foam is sometimes a matter of wipe or not. Perfect timing to foam her is about when she stops and turns. Here's how you're gonna skip 2 phases. The faster you crack Morozova between phases, the less troubles you'll have. People should hang around water, be ready to jump in once heard mortars being shot, or just on the call. Headhunters can camp 2 doors on each side to get stacks and crack her faster. The rest is up to healers. There should be 1 in and out healer, means shooting comes inside water before you go in, and 1 shooting comes before you going out. And that all besides hives to give you maximum protection, on top of protection from elite mods and anything else that can give you higher survivability. In this try, skills was thrown late into the water, as well as there was no healing at all anywhere. If it comes to BTSU overcharge, it should have been done once we are out of the water, not before going back to it again. So Hive at least recharges as it's needed for technician buff. As a key tank, you don't have much to do. You have a power to spawn snipers for headhunters, usually it's just one per key, can be more if you'll be asked for it. In general, you don't need to go so far out of a circle, you can stay on the edge of a line. In LFGs it's just a little bit more forgiving, in case someone was too far ahead and key didn't teleport.
Nice.
For your tank build, you want to go with full disrupt resistance over shock. If you're disrupted, all skills are gone. If shocked, you would still have your shield deployed.
Right rocket.
Key in. Purple left.
Fire at their position. Support them with mortars.
Key in. Jungle left.
They're compromising the train. Take them out.
Go.
Nice.
Rocket left out.
He's in.
Snipe.
Our armor is ready. Deal with the division or you'll have
Shoot
to
last
deal with your
rockets.
assault.
Go middle. One rocket missing. It's fine. Go middle. Go middle.
Protect the train.
It's important for healers and tanks, whoever running technician, to throw their gadgets to water before going inside. You want to catch immunity first before stepping inside water, otherwise you might get disrupted. Healers, besides having hives down, should also shoot chems before going inside water, and outside before going out, so you have maximum protection. Effect will be even better if your team running mentioned before protection from elite molds, or even extra blue core items giving more armor on top of that. It protects nicely from even double mortars in water. Here's a part where you're going out twice to make Morozova immune. Drop by 3 bars, go back to water and repeat to proceed to phase 4.
Out.
Water mid. NNN. Mortar. Now go down.
It's a rocket on the right side.
Two shock the knives made.
Yeah, I have one. Check on this.
Sniper right.
Leave that rocket on the left.
Sniper right. Kin.
I'm full.
Jungle left.
Shotgunner left. Suppress. Broken. Shotgunner left. Kill us.
As you go in as a healer, your headhunters should take care of rocket ladies. Both healers should run for a rocket and bring them back. Be ready to shoot once tank puts key in. It's full Faraday, means rockets are being shot only at mortars. You ignore middle bullet completely to destroy it in the very end of an encounter. You're pretty much just chilling, watching surroundings, shooting camps to roaming snipers if needed. Listen to sounds clues at this encounter. Once sirens is up, it means turret will slam one of the mortars soon and Changa will go out. You can shoot a rocket directly after turret stops spraying bullets. Many players aim rockets at the weak point of a mortar. It's also fine, just remember you can hit railcar too and it's much easier to do so. You can also call whenever rocket lady is out on your side. Usually snipers kill those for headhunter stacks. If no one take care of it, just break it weak point for easier kill. I would go with Ravenous as it deals good damage. Also it's great option for the end to stagger Morozova, if you're not running Stagger Tank or she was just loose. Scorpio is also fine, although makes it much harder to kill for snipers, as under status NPC will be dancing a lot. Third set of rockets is out, again we kill those on both sides and wait for siren and key to be put in. Again you shoot rockets after bullet spray is done. After that, Headhunter kills the last Changa. Just clear all NPCs, get last set of rockets, shoot them on the last mortar after last key goes in. Grab your gadgets and move to middle to prepare for Faraday's skip of 2 phases.
Deal with the division or you'll have to deal with Morozova.
Last rocket was a little bit late. Foam teleporting Morozova will secure your run from wipe. Timings are a little bit tight here. If at some point you'll get a cutscene with a bullet being shot at the White House, it means you were slow. With full Faraday, we're bypassing this wipe mechanic, delaying it till phase 4. At this point, players with technician specialization throw their skills into water. In general, you don't need that many technicians, but with more you're just making it sure, in case someone was disrupted. Sometimes it's just game acting, sometimes better or late skill placement. From game perspective, every time you kill bullet in middle, it disables electricity in water. We're not doing it, so shock will be always there. And only way to survive inside is having heals up. If healers are disrupted, you're pretty much dead. Pay attention to your skill cooldowns. Hive will be empty after every water phase, you need to throw it there again and again. Second time you go inside water, it's something called no damage phase. If you look close at our armor bars, we're not taking any damage. You still want immunity though, as a tank protects you from turret spray in front. You can BTSC overcharge a little bit after we go out for a second time. It will not only refresh active cooldowns, like Reviver Hives, but also makes heals stronger, securing last water skip. Also depends if you're running 1 or 2 healer setup, you want to shoot one cam inside and outside water whenever you go in and out. With 2 healers you can have one player doing inside heals and one player doing outside heals, for better cam balance. If you're wondering what's going on here, why 3 players wiped on the other side, they're trying to kill first Changa as soon as it spawns so the first key on last phase can go directly in. But that's part of the most recent speedrun strats, and again, so key teleports to right place, you need everyone from water to push hard to positions from the start. If someone's late or died during the process, even if Changa dies, key will drop on the closest player. What happened here? You don't need to worry much about it in casual raids though. You can have everyone staying in water, just grab stacks on side edge and crack Changa with TAC 50 as door opens, to make it smoother. Your goal after water phase is to go back to positions from first phase, stay alive and repeat same process. Just take in mind that this time you need to kill bullet in middle as well. Pay attention to Morozova health, pushing her to immunity will trigger other wipe mechanic, and if you didn't kill Train before killing her, you will need to redo whole encounter again. Usually it's one guy designated to be with her all the time to stagger and prep her for last DPS. Important note here, kill Morozova only after last key is in. If you do it too early, it will be a wipe. After that she goes back to her room. You'll have last mortar barrage to survive. You hide again under tunnel, this time though without shock anymore. To finish the raid, you just kill her and need to shoot one more rocket at the bullet in the middle. After going out, you can also BTSU overcharge. Putting Achilles on her is pretty much one tap kill for a sniper. You might have one or two rockets around from last phase. If not, Morozova will spawn one more rocket in the end. Make sure to don't miss it though, in other case you will wipe and need to redo whole thing again.
We forced them to accelerate their plan, but it looks like they were only days away.
For Stagger Tank you can pretty much go with the same build as a key tank, but with tardigrade. My guns were bugged at the start, I couldn't switch to Ravenous, so you can see at least what happens if you don't stagger her. She glows red and shoots missiles at random players from a team. The longer you keep her away from doing it, the stronger next missiles will be. Eventually, in the end, can even down the whole team. The trick with keeping her close to the door is to stay somewhat at the distance I am and get her aggro at the start. One of the most consistent ways to do so is to shoot an EMP sticky on her. Aggro indicator is a big red eye in the middle of the screen. You'll use Ravenous to stagger Morozova when she's about to shoot her rocket. To do so, you just need to shoot her once from right shoulder and switch to the left shoulder. That way you'll proc explosion on her. An explosion will do the same job. Same effect you'll get by shooting grenade launcher at her, throwing a nade, etc. It also works with Stinger Hive if you're going for some crazy ideas. Ravenous is just super versatile, as you can also build yourself bonus armor, which might help you if you're not being healed or your shield is being bugged. The only thing you really need to pay attention to is to drop her max by 3 armor bars, as you're the only person making damage to her. If you push her to immunity, you'll face a wipe mechanic and you will need to do whole encounter again. If she staggers you, it doesn't break anything, but sometimes being unable to shoot might get you killed. If you'll get downed, she'll aggro someone else and will be roaming around. Again, it doesn't break anything, but she'll be annoying to everyone else. You'll need to follow her to prevent her from shooting rockets. To get immunity to shock, ask your technician healers to drop their hives closer to you for shock protection. If you go too far, you can always just deploy your shield and use Ravenous only if you need to stagger. If you can't use your shield because bugged or on cooldown, you can stack armor with Ravenous by shooting the train. To do so, you just do 5 stacks from the left shoulder, then 1 from the right shoulder, to proc it. And repeat. The more times you do, the more bonus armor you will get on top. Few extra tips. If at some point you're being late with rockets, it's good to let snipers kill Chang'e first and then shoot rockets. Otherwise screen shakes and you make sniper's job much harder. Fuck, If at some point no one suppress NPCs and you're being constantly shot, as far as you had your crosshair positioned at right place, you can still pull the trigger and hit the target. You can rely on it only with full stability build.
Off that autocannon. Mortar down.
Here we are straight after Faraday skip, just before first Chang'e on 4 phase comes out. Headhunters will try to get stacks and kill Chang'e early. Make sure to do it with TAC 50, as mortar is up and your shot will anything else, and then TAC 50 will count as a mortar hit. Usually 1 stack is enough to break, and overall you need around 24 million hit to break and 12 million to kill. For second Chang'e 4 phase, also use TAC 50 to break and kill, as mortar is up, that way you will have guaranteed kill. Nemesis would work too, but only if you crack and kill inside the drain, before Chang'e moves. Angle is pretty much the same for TAC 50, just zoom lower than on Nemesis, might need a little bit of practice to get used to. Also make sure to stay farther to the wall. I stayed a little bit too far ahead and that's why the key dropped on me. Grabbing a rocket without picking up animation is sometimes very handy. To do that, just switch to your specialization weapon before grabbing it. Alright, let's talk about builds. Headhunter full stability build for both Nemesis and TAC-50. With one of the newest gears at Hotshot, it's extremely easy to put it together. Damage-wise, it's also slightly better. You want to run it with Sharpshooter specialization and Spotter Drone. The second skill is up to you. Main stats you're looking for are headshot damage and weapon handling. The second one will boost your stability to 100%. Once reaching there, spec everything else to headshot damage. Disruption resistance tank with a good amount of protection from elites. There's many options for this one. I've put together a build that many are running around, which consists of some crafted improvised gear as well as seasonal chill-out mask granting 2 mod slots. That way you can stack more protection from elites mods together. Some run this build with Emmeline's Guard's knee pads from Murakami for armor regen. More lazy and easier to put together build will be 4-piece Foundry Bulwark combined with Perfect Vanguard chest or Tardigrade exotic chest and Adrenaline Rush or Protector backpack. Run it with Technician and a Hive for Faraday. Ravenous will be a good backup to stack armor on a train or rail cars in case your shield was down. For a Stagger Tank you can go with the same build as a Key Tank, but with a Tardigrade exotic chest. If you want, Red-Blue Hybrid Tank is also a good option, as you will prep Morozova for a final DPS. Adrenaline Rush is a good choice for a backpack. One of the healers usually will run Empathic. Any part will do, but Alps gives you brand bonus for extra repair skills. Combine it with BTSU gloves and 4-piece Future and you're good to go. You can go with Scorpio as well, although it's a nightmare for headhunters, believe me. Ravenous will be a wise choice as well. Future Initiative build with Perfect Opportunistic Backpack, BTSU. You can run Acosta if you want, but BTSU is a double just in case a second healer died or something. Bruh, what are you doing? Why? Oh my god, those guys always interrupting. But yeah, you can run it with Scorpio, Lefty, like whatever you want pretty much. I'm running my healer builds with protection to elite modes as well, like one blue core. Gives you like more survivability. You don't really need as many repair skills. It works perfect. Also, don't mind my skill damage attributes. It's like a part of other builds from speedruns. Just run everything with repair skills on it. Alright, that's all. I hope it helps at least some of you to understand better what's going on with all those Faradays that people doing here and there. Without explanations, it's quite chaotic and dynamic at the same time, but in real it's quite cool strat to execute and pretty smooth and straightforward. If you'd happen to have some questions, shoot me a comment down below, or you can catch me on Discord, links in description. If you're new to Iron Horse, you might want to check out my older videos as well, explaining in detail all levels and mechanics. Take a note, those are total basics, nothing really speedrun related. Videos I've prepared with the same pattern, showing gameplays from different roles' perspective, so no matter what you're doing, you should know what to expect there. Thanks for watching, take care and see you around.